menstruating and like Van Halen and pray for a damn tailwind. I'm more afraid of success than I am failure. So what does that tell you? Then on a grand scale, I don't give a fuck.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy. It's the Birdman. New podcast, Birdman Sports-Podcast, formerly known as the Hey Coach Podcast, but we have rebranded and we decided to do some things differently here. So we decided to go from the Hey Coach Podcast. Like I said, there's so many different Hey Coach podcasts out there. We decided to make it put everything in the studios, and now you have the Birdman Sports Podcast. I'm really excited about it. I got my boy Big Sam. He's joined back with us. He was over on the Birdman Show podcast. Now he's on the Birdman Sports Podcast. He's joining us. Richard he's out at least for a little bit. He's here a few things. He's taking care of things, so he's going to be a little bit out of sports for a little bit. But other than that, we are just trying to move things along here. Sorry, I'm trying to get some things worked out here. As you can see, we got a motion. Just trying to get everything figured out here. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Big Sam, how the heck are you doing?
No, I even had a question. You can take my headphone out.
How you
How you
doing?
doing?
Man,
Man, I'm good. I'm good. It's a good Monday. You know, I got a good workout in today.
about to
About
talk
to
some
talk some
hoops.
hoops. Can't be mad about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
that. Um,
um,
I'm right there with you as far as that's concerned. Now this show's gonna be a little bit different because, like I said, waiting on Rashard. Rashard's like I said, he's got some things going on in his end, and so we are waiting on that. Um, so I mean, we got that, like I said, but also I will be having for those who don't know, actually own and coach a minor league basketball team called the Tri-State 66ers. So I'll have three of my players joining me on this episode to talk about this past weekend's games, how we did as a team, how they did individually, and then talk about a couple of upcoming games coming this weekend. Try to promote, highlight players on our team, but I'm also looking to do the exact same thing for other players and other teams within our league as well. And if you're not even in our league, hey, hit me up. Maybe we'll bring you on the show so you can talk about your players, talk about your team, talk about your organization, all that good jazz. But that's going to be coming here up shortly whenever they get on and join us. Sam, let me ask you a question, buddy. Been watching much NBA this season? You'll have to unmute.
Do I need to mute my mic? Good.
Uh, I didn't watch a whole lot of NBA regular season. Um, I haven't in a lot of the last decade. But I really enjoy watching the NBA playoffs. So I do tune in and watch. Try to catch as many of the playoff games as I can. And I've been able to catch a good, most of them this year. Some good basketball being played, man. It's a really enjoyable product being put out right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I also have not been able to watch much. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, what I'm saying I try to watch as much as I can, but at the same time, it kind of does suck. Um, it does kind of suck at times because it's like, "Ah, man, I really want to watch the NBA, especially watching my Celtics. But it is what it is. They are doing pretty good this season, so I'm very thrilled about that.
Yeah, they're all right.
All right. Okay. Whatever, bro. Whatever. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. Sorry if it looks like I'm doing five things at once. It's because I am. Um, my son had just texted me um about wanting to play 2K, and I'm like, hey son, I'm actually doing my podcast right now. So sorry. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's exciting. There's a lot of good things going on. I'm gonna tell you, the player I'm the most impressed with these finals or this playoff so far has to be Anthony Edwards.
Oh, man.
It has to be Anthony Edwards. What this dude is doing is just crazy. I just like, dude, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I thought he could be a really good player. I did not expect him to be as good as he is right now. What are some of your thoughts? Like I said, we're talking about Anthony Edwards. What are some of your thoughts when it comes to that?
Oh, that's exactly who I was hoping you were going to say, man. Like, listen, I'm a KD fan. That's been my guy since he came into the league.
Right.
Anthony Edwards is quickly becoming my favorite player to watch. Like that man, he is 22. He has an insane motor. He's a true two-way player. And I think a lot of people have been comparing him to like MJ,
Mm.
but I get early Dwayne Wade with him. Like
Mm.
2006 D Wade. Those are the kind of vibes I'm getting with Ant Man right now.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I can't even argue with that. Those are some pretty good comparisons. So you know what? I don't have an issue with those comparisons. That's a pretty good one. Especially the early on D Wade comparison. Um, That's wow. I hadn't heard that one yet. But I definitely can see that. So very
I was a D Wade fan, man. He was the man that made me fall in love with basketball. So
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know when it comes to I'm talking I know what I'm talking about when it comes to some D Wade.
Okay, okay, okay. So my question is to you right now, Sam. Like I said, for those who are joining in, I see we're getting more people coming in. Hey, definitely. As you get in, let us know where you're watching us from. Like I said, if you got any comments, definitely put those in the live chat, and I will most definitely bring those on to the screen. Um, but yeah, we're talking. Right now we're talking NBA basketball. Some of our surprises from these playoffs so far. I know I am wearing. I'm supporting Iverson. I'm not supporting the Nuggets. This is my Iverson Denver Nuggets jersey. I am a Celtics fan through and through. But Iverson was my boy, so I always support him. But as I asked Sam when we talked about our biggest surprise, and Anthony Edwards by far has to be the biggest surprise as far as people who are playing um, at the level they're playing at. We got B Simp coming in from Columbus, Georgia. That is my son right there. Bryson up in the house. Yeah, yeah. Y'all better watch out for that boy right there. That boy gonna be a superstar when he get older. You know what I'm saying? He doing the thing now. So I'm glad to see you in here, son. And we don't worry, son. We're gonna get on some 2K. I got some new players, got some new moves. I got something for you. But yeah, definitely. Desiree trying to be funny. She's watching from the living room. But it is what it is. But definitely glad to see you guys on there. Like I said, if you're on here, definitely let us know where you're watching us from. Glad to see you guys. Yeah, by far, Anthony Edwards has got to be the biggest surprise. Like I said, I'm a Celtics fan, a Houston fan. My boys are doing really well. I'm glad to see them. I hope they have. I hope they put it all together to where it takes them over that hill, that hump, and they get to the promised land and they do the thing. I think they are a very dangerous team because they are young. They're still building that nucleus. I think they have finally just bought into Jason and Jalen and what they can actually do with them. I was a little surprised, but understood the move to move Robert Williams um,
And Marcus Smart.
and Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, I love, phenomenal defender. Could at times be a liability offensively. So I get it. Was I happy about it? No, but I understand it. Understand it from the business standpoint. I, so it is what it is. Like I said, oh well. But like I said, what they're doing, I'm really happy with. Um, so I'm gonna ask you this question, Big Sam. Um, okay, first of all, I want you to kind of walk us through a little bit. Like I said, if we're waiting for the other guys to join, I want you to kind of walk us through a little bit with the where we're at in the playoffs. Kind of walk us through the first couple rounds up until where we're at right now. I'm gonna try to look for a couple graphics I can pull up for us right now. So go ahead and do that for us, right?
Yeah, so I mean, right now we're sitting about midway through the second round. There were some good first round matchups. Nuggets, and Lakers. Nuggets won that one in 4, but even though they swept them, I watched every single one of those games, and the Lakers were leading in every single one of those games. They came out to hot starts in the first quarters. Outscored the Nuggets in the second quarter in every game and the first. But second half, Nuggets outscored them every single game in the second half, except I think game 4. I think it was actually flip flop then.
Mm.
But I know there's going to be some narratives with the Lakers, but they really could have won that series. Shoot, Jalen Brunson, man, in that first round against the Sixers, what that one went like. And we were talking about Anthony Edwards, but Jalen Brunson's been going crazy too. I mean, he's put up 3 or 4 40-point games. He had the whole Knicks team had kind of very bad night last night. Let's just say it that way. But
Yeah.
you know, throughout those first games with Indiana, he's been real tough. Um, Bucks 3 seed got bounced out, dealt with a lot of injuries. Or no, but
Who?
Bucks.
Then
because they lost to the Pacers.
no, they got
I'm
bounced.
But they dealt with injuries to Giannis, injuries to Dame. Bobby Portis got ejected in the first quarter of like Game 3.
Right.
And I mean, he was a very effective player when he was in too. So that game could have gone either way. I think if had he played, and maybe they'd still be playing. OKC, 1 seed ever. Blasted through the Pelicans in 4. They're down 2-1 to the Mavericks right now. Mavericks beat the Clippers in 6, I believe.
Yes.
I think that's a tough matchup anywhere for anybody out west with Luka and Kyrie. I mean, everybody knows what Luka can do, but Kyrie still is a very skilled and effective player. And he's a veteran. He's been in tons of these playoff series. He knows how to win. So I think Dallas is a tough out for anybody. But and then obviously with the Celtics, we know who they've been all year. They've blown out teams in like 30 games. Winning by 20 plus points.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite 30, but it's something like that.
It's. I mean, it's up there. I mean,
it's definitely up there.
Yeah, we definitely out there.
But I know Kristaps is out now.
I
think he's out for the remainder of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
But regardless, Derek White, he's another guy that I've been really impressed with. I think he's had 3 or 4 20-plus point games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he put up 38 in one game, hit like 10 threes.
Yeah.
So he's been a guy that I've been really impressed with as well. So it's we're in full swing right now. I think every series right now is 2-1 or 2-2. In the second round. So it's looking like a lot of these series are probably going to go at least 6.
Yeah, I'm looking at and it's pulled up on the screen now. But I'm looking at the graphics right now for the playoffs. And you got the conference. We're at the conference semifinals. So you got the Thunder, which one of the series you talked about. Thunder, Magic. Dallas leads that 1-1. Keeping it with the Western Conference, we got the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. That series is tied 2-2. Celtics, my Celtics. They are 2-1 over the Cavs, and the Knicks and Pacers are tied at 2-2. Now, let's talk about the West here real quick, Big Sam. Let's talk about this matchup between the Thunder and the Mavs. Let's tackle this a little bit more. Now, my thing is this with when it comes to when we talk about the Thunder and the Mavs. Now, the Mavs, I think they've got a really good team, and I think the Kyrie, which I was a little skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical about that pairing between Luka and Kyrie, but I think it works wonders for them. Yes, they both are. You said what?
It took them a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got.
I think now that they've had like this full season and however many games they had last season,
right?
I think they're really gelling.
Well, because you got to remember, they were both hurt through different stretches of the first pairing of this. When they first brought them together, they both had been hurt for different stretches of time. This is the first time they've actually been healthy at the same time, and they're not even really healthy because he's battling. I think it was what is it a foot injury or is it a hamstring? I can't remember. I know I saw a report, but I can't remember. Well, I know it was said. I don't know if there was actually an injury report. Maybe he just said it was just soreness. Maybe it was a knee soreness. I think that's what it was. So it wasn't technically an injury. It was just knee soreness. So I get it. I mean, but still, he's playing. and it's not like he's dropped off much of any. So I still was very skeptical about it. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but I think we both can agree that since they've had the full healthy season for the most part, they have been playing very well together. Despite what you think about Kyrie Irving, some of the stuff he's done over his career has been a little questionable.
Fantastic player.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, you cannot deny Uncle Drew in any sense any sense. The dude is a freaking. He is just an unbelievable player. And I think just that pairing with those two, they make them really good. I think the guys that the team has brought in, Mark Cuban, who I think is one of the better owners in the NBA. I don't. You say whatever you want to. The dude, he believes in his guy, loves his guys. He does anything he can for his players. And I think that's the reason why they've got a very good culture over there. But like I said, the guys that they've been able to bring in, I think Lively is going to be a very, very important piece for them moving forward. Just because of what that man can do.
Baby.
You said what?
It's brotherhood.
yeah. I just think he's going to be a great piece for them. And it's just hard to deny that. But like I said, they've got some great pieces. They're still pulling some things together. I'm going to ask you this question though. Before we move on, I've got to ask this question. I'm going to ask you the same question. I was trying to kind of wait for Rashard because this one kind of set him off. I know it would set him off. Maybe I'll save it. Maybe I ask you now. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe we'll go back to it. Klay Thompson. Do you think he's done in Golden State?
It depends. Depends on how much money he wants. Golden State may try to do right by him and try to give him some kind of like middle tier contract. Excuse me. I don't think they'll give him what he probably will ask for. I don't know if any team will. There's a few out there that will, because they're just dumb hires every off season. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think it depends on if Golden State just wants to try to do right by him or not. If they can come to an agreement or not. But
go ahead.
I kind of got a feeling that he will not return.
See, for me, I don't know if it's so much about the money anymore. I don't know if it's about the money or anything else. I think he's tired of being there. His whole headspace was just off. I think a lot of that, unfortunately, has to do with Draymond Green. I like Draymond. I think Draymond's a wonderful player. I think he's the type of player that almost any coach on any level would want to have on their team. He does it all. He can pretty much do it all. He is a good leader. He does have some issues, but who doesn't? But I just think that him being overly vocal has hurt the Golden State dynasty. With the issues that happened with KD, with the issues which I'm not saying he was wrong. He was 100% right with what he said about KD. They won before he got there. They'd win after he left, and they did. They won before he got there. They won when he was there, and then they won after he left. So I mean, what he said wasn't wrong. But then you had the whole thing with Jordan Poole, who Jordan Poole was an excellent piece for that team. I don't think Jordan Poole was as good as he thought he was, or everybody else thought he was. He was an excellent piece for that Golden State Warriors team. And he just wrote it out, shut his mouth, stopped complaining, and just stayed there, he'd probably still be playing. He would definitely still be competing for championships at a high level. He's not a guy that you can build a team around. Like I said, I like Jordan Poole. I think he's a great talent. He's not a key piece. He's a piece, but he's not a key piece. At least not at this point in time in the stage of his career. And Jordan Poole, if you're watching this or somebody knows Jordan Poole, shaved him stupid sideburns. Jesus, just looks stupid. Anyways, I'm just saying, it is what it is. But no, I think like I said, he's a good piece, but it's just not the one that I would want to build a team around. Now I'm asking this question because Sam, it's been put out there several times throughout the season. There are a few teams that could be landing spots for Clay Thompson after the season. One of them being Dallas Mavericks. Um, my question to you is, how do you think that team would look with the addition of a Clay Thompson, especially if you're talking about if they're not able to? Because I think Tim Hardaway Jr. is on a contract year. I don't remember if he had a I don't remember if he had a player contract or a team contract after that, but I think his time is kind of dwindling down. He's one of those players that if it was like, hey, sign and release or sign and trade, or just say we're just going to release you, he'd be that one that I would say would probably be that bad. What would you feel about Clay Thompson going to the Dallas Mavericks?
It depends on what they'd have to give up to get him. If they can just sign him in free agency, but if they have to let go of Tim Hardaway or whoever, to create space or whatever, however that's going to work. He could be an all right piece. I think he needs to realize that he is a little bit older. He's coming off an Achilles. He's had a little bit of an up and down, a couple of seasons, since. So I think he would have to really embrace the role of just kind of like a veteran 3-and-D guy. I don't really feel like he's going to be getting up 20 shots a game, if he goes to Dallas. But if you can shoot efficiently from three, put up 8-10 of those a game and be efficient, defend,
Right.
then, it could work.
Well, my question is like, do they like if he went to someplace like Dallas, like would it even be necessary for him to be able to have to really put up those type of numbers? I
Oh,
mean,
exactly.
like he wouldn't even really have to do all that stuff. With the type of player he's still a very good defender. He can defend at a high level. His shot has just been. I think it's his shot this season being off is I think more it speaks more volume to the chemistry of what was going on with that Warriors team. I just think the chemistry was completely off this entire season. And I think a lot of that I hate saying it, but I think a lot of that was um well, I put it on Draymond Green and I also put it on the Warriors organization. I think as the Warriors organization, they didn't step in enough to calm Draymond down. It's a classic thing of where I say sometimes organizations, coaches, they will overlook players' bad behavior because they feel that they bring more to the team. I am the type of coach, and I'm quickly starting to realize I'm the type of owner. I don't care about your talent level. If you're a type of player that is not bringing true value to the organization and what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build, I love you. I value your talent, but you're not more valuable than the team. One player does not necessarily make a team. They can make a difference in certain stretches of point, during down the season in the games and stuff. Yes, 100%. I'm not denying that. But if that player is dragging down the overall morale of a team, then you need to one have a very serious heart to heart conversation with that player. Try to get them to understand what their actions are doing. But after that, if it just continues, then sometimes an organization, if that means you have to take a step back, maybe that's something you need to do to get that player out of there and to make sure that your team is feeling like they're in an environment where they can be successful without all the distractions and everything else like that. But yeah, I don't know. For me with Draymond, it's very difficult because I just don't know. Would you? I mean, is it fair to say that maybe he is the problem or part of the problem in Golden State? Because, like I said, it's not just the player. I mean, that also comes out to coaching and organization, as far as how long you let that stuff go. So, how do you feel about that, Big Sam?
Uh, Golden State's weird, man, because they've had the weirdest 6-year stretch since KD left
You didn't say
that
they're
I've ever
weird.
seen. Like, I think it was in 2019 they missed the playoffs or were in the play-in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Year after that, they got bounced out of the play-in, I think, and then in 2021, whenever they won the finals,
Mm-hmm.
and then they've been bounced out of the playoffs, I think, 2 more times since, losing in play-ins. Which, don't get me wrong, especially like this year, there were 10 teams in the West that had 45 wins. Like the West was tough.
Yeah.
And Golden State, was one of those teams, with 45, 46 wins. But there have been just a lot of weird just stuff that has happened in that organization, with KD coming in, with him leaving, the beef with like him and Draymond, the punch with Jordan Poole and Draymond. And then obviously we know what type of player Draymond is. He's a very abrasive player.
Yeah.
You like him on your team unless you're Jordan Poole, but you hate playing against him.
Right.
He's one of those.
Now,
Is he causing issues with the organization? Probably a little, but do I think he's like the main cause of things? No.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he's the main cause, but I think because the organization has never really actually stepped in.
Yeah, they've never put a leash on.
Yeah, I think that and like I said, we can say that. We can say, well, maybe behind closed doors they talked to him this and that. Okay, first of all, he's doing everything publicly. It's not like behind closed doors all this stuff's going. This is publicly antics and stuff that he's doing. So at some point in time, you gotta say, you know what, we need to address this publicly. We need to send a message publicly. What we're gonna tolerate, what we're not gonna tolerate. And I think that's just, to me, I think that could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm definitely not saying it's 100% is. I'm just saying it could be a huge reason why the chemistry was off this season. Because if you watch the game that they played, I think it was because they were they in the play-in tournament? They were in the play-in tournament. They lost. Okay, if you watch that game, because I believe Draymond got ejected in the first quarter. I think maybe, or he got ejected. I thought, or maybe it's a different game.
I only watched like one.
Or maybe he might have got technical. I don't remember. There was some drama going on with Draymond and the refs, of course. I don't know why anybody would be surprised, but anyways, they panned over Steph, and he was kind of hunched over, hands on his shorts, and the dude had tears in his eyes. Like, it's
I
like,
remember that clip.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, like, he's getting tired. And I think, like I said, you can be that type of player that's vocal. You can be that type of player that that everybody looks as that the enforcer, per se. But at some point in time, those antics wear on your team. If it starts getting,
but just be smart about
yeah, you can be a dog, be smart. But the problem, like I said, the problem with it is the fact that a lot of players, and if any of my players are watching right now, it's the same thing I've told them. And I've told, a few players that I have on my team. Like, look,
Y'all
it's
suck.
okay. Huh?
I said y'all suck.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
beat all y'all in 1v1.
Oh,
They
God.
know.
This dude. But it's okay to be vocal. It's okay to have some antics. But when it starts getting into the way to where it starts drawing more attention away from your team, and you're doing way too much, and now all of a sudden you've incurred the wrath of the refs, to where now they're calling just either more BS calls or sideways calls, and those calls are going against you. Then it's time to knock it off. And that's why I try to tell my guys, like, hey, just be smart about the stuff you're doing. It is what it is. Just, you've got to be smarter about the different things that you're doing on there. So I tell you what, here's what we're gonna do, Big Sam. We're gonna take a quick commercial break as to see we got more people coming in. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we get back from hearing from our sponsor from W Energy Drinks, we'll be right back with more of the Hey Coach, the Birdman Sports-Podcast. Listen, it's a new thing for me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're rebranding.
Yes, we're rebranding. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm going to tell you about Dubby energy drinks. Dubby is an energy drink you mix at home. No jitters, no crash. Hi, I'm going to tell you about Dubby energy drinks. Dubby is an energy drink you mix at home. No jitters, no crash. Dubby is formulated to give you focus and energy. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Nuofactor. No calories, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors. So if you need something to give you energy to take on the whole world, Dubby Energy is what you need. Go to dubby.gg. That's DUBBY.gg. Use promo code Birdman Show for 10% off your orders and tell them the Birdman sent you.
Yo, what is up? How you guys doing? It's your boys, the Birdman, from the Birdman Sports-Podcast. Listen, I know I still do it. I keep wanting to say "Hey Coach" because I've been doing the "Hey Coach" podcast for almost 4 now. So it's been tough. It's been one of those things. So I'm trying to rebrand, I'm trying to do all this stuff. So from time to time, if I say "Hey Coach," please don't yell at me. Don't attack me in the comments. But it is what it is. We are the Birdman Sports podcast. It is your boy Birdman / Hey Coach. We got Big Sam here and Rashard 10 has just joined the show. Rashard 10. I know you had some issues with the car. You're trying to get that stuff figured out. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing. I'm
doing?
I'm doing. What's going on, y'all?
Not much, man. It's good. It's good. I'm glad to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Okay.
You got the car. You got the car situated and everything good.
Yeah, that's why I have this right here. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to. That was supposed to be an in and out thing. I don't need people to be looking at other stuff when I went for one thing. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, well, yeah, let's go ahead and get that fixed. So, solo cup it is. Yes, it's fixed.
That's what they do, though. They you go in for one
They're
thing,
good.
and then they were like, oh, you know what? We're going to get it.
Yeah. I went in for an oil change. You talking about, your passenger seatbelt is a little off. What? All right.
Wait, what? Was that a joke or was that serious?
Yeah, I was playing.
Okay, I was about to say, man. Like, if they come at you like some stuff like that, it might be time for you to leave Houston.
No, I'm good. So I'm gonna have a little slight delay. Okay. It's gonna be like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I assume that.
Okay.
So here's what we're gonna do, Rashard. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Big Sam last segment, because I was trying to wait for you. Before I asked this question, because I already know you're gonna have something. You're gonna have something to say for this one. But we were talking in NBA. We're talking playoffs. We're talking about different teams. We started talking about because we started touching on, and we're gonna go back through the playoff bracket. But we started on the Dallas Thunder series, and we talked about how the pairing of Kyrie and Luka has been paying off for the Mavs, and it's been paying off especially really well now, the way they're playing in the playoffs. Okay, so my question, first of all, because Dallas is up 2-1 in that series, correct? So Dallas is up 2-1 in that series. Do you believe Dallas is going to pull that series off?
I think so now. I know last week I was on the fence. I just didn't want them because I was saying that I think Shai's going to have to do a lot. We need to see what Chet is going to do. Chet needs to step it up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, I mean, Shake, that's a lot, man, for that man to have to do all of that. I do like was it Williams? No, what's the two cats with the same Williams, right?
Yeah,
The one with the yeah.
Yeah.
I like his
that was
game.
Williams,
He's
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams. I like his game, but I just think that if they could get more production OKC out of Chet, it would be close. But I mean, Kyrie's had a very good year. Luka's had a very good year. I mean, I think Dallas might. I don't know if it'll go 7 at this point. Sam, what did you say?
I because we started having a little issue there.
Okay, I was going to say something.
Now, so I couldn't really hear everything you were saying. All right.
I can hear you. I can hear you though.
Okay,
hear
you
you.
can hear me. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear everything. I agree with you. Okay, from what I'm just gonna try to pick up from what I heard. I agree with you. Chet definitely needs to step up. With what they have, as far as the pieces they have together to go with that OKC team, they've got a really good young nucleus.
Yeah.
I put that team when you talk about young players and what they've been able to do. I kind of put them in the same category when it comes to let's say Boston. When it comes to teams like what's the other the Timberwolves. When you talk about their main players and their ages,
Timberwolves, Sacramento
there's
Kings.
like people keep talking about the Kings. The Kings is another good one. People keep talking about like when Steph and LeBron and KD and these boys they end up hanging the sneakers up. How they're like, oh, I just don't know what the NBA is going to look like. How about you watch the NBA? You can see exactly what it's going to look like because you see exactly what these young cats, these dudes are coming up. You see exactly what they're doing. That's what you're looking for in the NBA. So I mean, like I said, I get it. It is what it is. But the other question I had to ask you, Rashard, is Klay Thompson. We had talked about the Golden State Warriors, and like I said, we're going to finish off the Western Conference bracket before we move over to the Eastern Conference. We talked about Klay Thompson and how, dude, he had probably the worst playoff exit game I had ever seen in my life. I mean, he hit the trifecta of offers. He just looked. People said, man, he looked bad. He didn't look bad to me. He looked tired, and I'm not talking physically tired. I think he was more mentally tired because of how things have transpired over the last few years with the organization. And I think, like I was telling Big Sam, I think Draymond Green was a big part of that. With all the antics and stuff that he was doing, did that really just? God bless you. As far as my iPhone, I didn't know it did that on here too. If you throw the thumbs up, it'll see. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I didn't do that. Yeah. But anyways, it sucks. Upgrade your phone. Anyways, I just think he was tired because all the antics that's been going on with Draymond Green. Now, I'm not saying, and that's like I told Sam, I am not saying Draymond Green's 100% the fault of it. I think this is part of the coaching and organization's fault because
Okay.
no one has really stepped up and put a leash on Draymond. His antics and everything else he's done, I think, is starting to take a toll on the rest of the organization and the players. And I just think that it's like I said, I love Draymond. I may not like. I'm a Boston Celtics fan. Yes, I know I'm wearing the Nuggets jersey, but it's an Iverson Nuggets jersey, so that's different. I'm not supporting the Nuggets. I'm supporting Iverson.
Okay.
I'm a huge C's fan. You know what I'm saying? But Draymond's the type of player I actually enjoy watching because he reminds me of old school NBA basketball. Dude just goes out there. If he gets knocks somebody's head off, he knocks somebody's head off. He'll go get you rebounds. He'll get you assists. You know what I'm saying? He's still playing at a high level defensively. I enjoy watching Draymond, but I can understand from an organizational standpoint, especially if you're a coach trying to coach your players, that is very taxing, especially if you do not keep somebody like that under control. And I just think that's what it looked like with Klay, and what I'm starting to see with Steph. So my question now is: there's a lot of talk about what's going to happen with Klay Thompson after the season. There's quite a few teams that have gotten they're on the radar for landing spots for him. This is the team that I originally said. There's a couple other teams I also wanted to say something about, but this one in particular, I'm going to ask you, Richard, what do you think? How do you think this team would look if they were able to land Klay Thompson, especially in the offseason?
It would be another version of what they were doing in Golden State, but with 3 shooters. It would almost replicate when KD was there, when they had 3 people: Steph, Klay, K. It would be the same. I mean, that right there would be, oh man, that'd be amazing. Now, does Klay start or does he help come off the bench? How do you sell that to Klay? At this point in your career, we're not calling you a bum, we're not calling you a scrub, but our other unit, I mean, how do you, and that's when you start doing what they did to KD. We won it without you. We got to the playoffs in 2024 without you, Klay. So are you willing to come off the bench and get a lot of minutes? Or what? Like the chemistry they have right now in Dallas is fine. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Unless somebody's going to leave in the season. I mean, at the end of the season, you know what I mean? I mean, what I mean, that right there would be, wow. Well, I thought you were going to go with the Knicks or something like that. I thought you were going to, because I've heard that he's open to that. That's why I thought I didn't think you were going to put the Dallas up there. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, and see, that's the reason why I put Dallas up there. And the reason why I said that, because you got to think about it. You got Tim Hardaway Jr., who's I think he's coming up on his contract's coming up.
Yeah, but he's not putting up a lot of points, man.
Right, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not putting up a lot of points. Klay can step into that role. Klay's a better defender, and also, and obviously an overall better shooter than Tim Hardaway. What you got? Okay. Yeah.
But I think that's where it would work with Dallas.
Does Sam have a mic? Does he have a mic?
Yeah, he's got a mic.
Okay.
He just hadn't been talking.
Okay, no. I didn't want to ignore him. I was just like, I didn't want to ignore the man. The man's on the screen. Okay. Gotcha.
No, I just wanted to throw in, like, I think it really could work. I listened to a couple of the points Richard made. Klay Thompson isn't just a catch and shoot guy, but that's the strongest aspect of his game. And when you got 2 ball handlers like Luka and Kyrie, and with both of their guys' passing ability, because I think Kyrie's an underrated passer.
Yeah.
If he could just stand in the corner, stand on the wing, hit open threes,
that's it.
Shoot open. He gets 10 of those a game. He's knocking in 4 of those.
Dude, if
and we know how hot he can get.
Yeah.
Especially if he's just catching and shooting. So it could be a pretty nice addition, actually.
That would be, Sam, what you just said is absolutely correct. If that man could get the way the league is now with the shooting and the firing up with somebody of Klay's ability, and all you got to do is do the same thing you did to go run off the picks, run off the screens, run the baseline, catch and shoot, all of that with Kyrie passing. Luka's very unselfish with the ball. Mm-hmm. Kyrie's very unselfish with the ball. Now you take Kyrie 16 years ago, very selfish. He's going for his when it comes to points.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for his when it comes to points. It's the hey, I gotta get mine. It was that type of league. Now, like you guys said, you got the OKCs with, you can only name a couple of people, but man, they playing great. Timberwolves, you know them, but man, they playing great. I mean, you know what I mean? But for Klay to get to Dallas, wow. That would be amazing.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. For the points that you just made, Richard, about Luka being an unselfish player is passing. I 100,000 trillion% agree with you about Kyrie Irving's passing ability being underrated. But I think it's only underrated because you get so lost in his ball handling skill, his finishing around the rim, just being able to just shoot the ball. All of other you get so wrapped up and lost in all the other things that he does that you tend to forget the fact that he is a great passer. And then to go back
Yeah.
to your other point, you said 16 years ago, that's not the same Kyrie. Is that I think a lot of that was the growth that he had with LeBron when LeBron came back to Cleveland. Because he didn't have to do all that stuff. LeBron did a
Well,
lot of that stuff.
when,
It
when I when
allowed
I
him to
when I,
shine
when I was
a
saying
little bit more.
16, I was talking about like the style of play of the guards. That's what I meant. I
Right.
don't know how
Okay.
long
Yeah, I
y'all
get
been
you.
in it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, how they gave Iverson, oh, he's selfish. But that was the game that he was playing. That was how it was. The Mulberries and all of that. I'm not out here to if I just flat out can't shoot, then you go with a Drew Holiday. I'm not gonna say Drew can't score. If I'm not out here, you're not worried about me knocking down no three. I'm a legit point guard. Nobody's looking for
Right.
that. There's no AAU
Right.
coach looking for that dude. That dude slips through the cracks, goes to college, gets drafted, still goes off of his mindset and mentality of what he did when he was in middle school, and he knows how to play fundamental ball. And now
Yeah.
you're looking like, oh wow, Drew Holiday, beautiful contract that young man just signed early this year.
Yeah. 100%. Yes. And who's he play for again? I forget sometimes.
Play for that team with the green and white, man.
Yeah, I can't. Man, sometimes I can't remember who that is, man.
Green and
Oh yeah, the Boston Celtics. Anyways,
no, not the Bucks. Oh.
yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Anyways, but no, like I said, I agree. I 100% agree. Like, when I say that, like, you gotta remember, like when Iverson, you mentioned Iverson. Once again, Iverson in the house, the Nuggets. But when he played for Philadelphia, whole different ball game. And Larry Brown even went on record to say our offense, our best part of our offense was an Allen Iverson miss. He said because what happened was everybody was so focused on Iverson that our bigs were coming in, swooping in, getting put back dunks, or Iverson would get to the cup and he dished it off at the last second. Guys were just
Who was
getting,
that?
they didn't really, I mean, they
Antonio
had set
McKnight?
plays, this and that, but their best offense was when they just let Iverson go try to create. And if he messed up or didn't make the shot, you had guys that were in position because everybody was so focused on him that
Yep.
you were scoring. It's just like I said, it's crazy to think about that. And like I said, like you mentioned, what was it? Wait, what was the team you said? Who'd you say? The Knicks. The Knicks for Klay Thompson. I mean, that would be interesting. I don't know because of how they're playing and the chemistry that they have. With the type of players they have, I think the Knicks' biggest issue right now is injuries.
Well, yes.
They've just got so many injuries. What do you got, Richard?
Their thing is the injuries, like you said. The injuries came at the wrong time. So now you got to think. You insert Randall back in the lineup, and you insert Klay Thompson. Now, Klay, you see how Dante and Hart are playing.
Mm-hmm.
You can swap all three of them players out. It's not a blueprint to this. You can swap all three of them players out throughout the season and find that chemistry right before the holidays and like, all right, you know what? Bet we're going with this and this. Now, you mad that you got Dante and Hart coming off the bench with the second squads, with the Bridges? And come on, man. And you got Klay over here standing in the garden. He know he got to step it up. He can be smooth sailing out there in Golden State. You ain't getting no hate. Nobody's ever said they done went to Golden State and were like, oh, we need to get this fan out of here. You go to New York, BSing around, they're gonna let you know. Preseason, they're gonna let you know. So,
hey, I know. Hey, Richard. Hey, Sharon, you and I both definitely know. We spent enough time up there in the state of New York to know them people up there is different.
Yep.
You got New York, you got Philly,
Jersey.
you got them people in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Jersey up there. those fans up there, I'm telling you something, man. Hey, we fans around here. We are fans. We're fans. Them are diehard fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't care. And when I say diehard fans, they're like it's not that they support their team no matter what. These fools will break their team down no matter what. If you messing up, they will let you know.
The garden stays full. I ain't say packed. I use full. The garden stays full. It's not like these cats been getting out of the first and second round. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's just a guarantee. Like, okay, Boston's gonna be there. Golden State back in the day was gonna be there. It's not that. And this mash unit that they're playing with right now. Now, how sexy? Remember KD said, "Oh, that's not a sexy pick. We're going to Brooklyn." Yeah, how that works. Now look at the draw. If I was New York, I wouldn't want none of y'all. You have plenty of time to come here. Don't come here now.
Yeah.
Don't come here now. We doing this with injuries? Nah, y'all good. We'll see you during the regular season somewhere.
Okay, let me ask you both this question then. Let me ask both of you this question. Okay, I'm gonna start with Big Sam, then we're gonna go to Rashard. So the whole Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes, how different do you think that Knicks team looks with Donovan Mitchell versus how the Cavs look right now with Donovan Mitchell? Do you think it's the same thing, or do you think it's a little better, favor for one or the other? Sam, we'll start with you with that question. What do you have?
That feels like a Luka Kyrie type thing. But both of those guys are very, and don't get me wrong with Jalen Brunson, the guy can definitely average 10 assists if he wants to. But he looks to get his first. He's going to go for 30. He can get you 8 assists with that, but he's going to go and get his. And that's very much how Donovan Mitchell plays as well.
Okay.
So how would it work in New York? I don't think it would. They'd have to give up too many of the pieces to be able to have him in his contract. So, Josh Hart might be out. Dante might be out. They're going to have to give up too much. And both of those guys, way too ball dominant when it comes to scoring. So I don't really think it would add anything to the Knicks. I think it would subtract from what they have now.
Okay. Before I go to you, Rashard, I'm going to ask you this follow-up question real quick, Big Sam. Now, with Jalen Brunson, like you mentioned, having big ball dominant, having to score, get his, this and that, how much do you think of that is just his personality or him as a player, or because of the necessity of him having to do that because they don't have all the pieces around them now?
It's who he is as a player, but I think it's a necessity as well with the Knicks. I don't think they have a whole lot of guys that can really create. He can create. He can get his. He can get shots for other guys. When Josh Hart's playing really well, he can do that a little bit too. Obviously, not to the extent as Jalen Brunson or a Luka. But he can do that a little bit. But it's really just a necessity thing more than I think anything. But it is who he is as a player.
Okay. All right, Rashad, over to you.
Mitchell, because I thought you were asking this part of the question. What if Mitchell was there instead of Brunson? No,
because you got to remember, Brunson was already there. Like they had just. So
you're talking about
him.
if Mitchell
coming up on free agency. So
and
what would have happened if he was signed in New York instead of Cleveland?
I mean, I know the New York fan would love it because come on, man, I'm a broken record, but at work I listen to the New York sports radio.
Mm-hmm.
On the way to work, I listen to the Houston radio station. But when I get to work, I switch it to New York because the views and the fans are just way different vibes and all of that. The fan would love for him to come because the fact that he is having a good season. So they do see what they could have had in him.
Right.
But like Sam said, now you I'll make you smile because I don't play. Now you stacking a 2K team, and you done just drafted everybody and their mom and dad in this joint. Now everybody can't go to New York. KD, stay somewhere else, bro. Everybody can't go to New York. I would love it, but then now it falls to. I mean, you're not getting Clay, or are you getting Clay? And is Clay coming off the bench? But does, like Sam said, Dante just got his money. He about to get his money. Hart is too. So do you think the thing that's saving him is what we brought up last week? And a lot of people, they know the fact that them three played together prior to being in the NBA and with a coach that taught them a skill set, it's making the Knicks kind of not have to really sweat a lot right now, to me.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean? That's like we played in high school together, went off to college, and then messed around and ended up on the same, but we won state. And then we done messed around and ended up on the same NBA team. And we getting major minutes due to injury or whatever. I mean, wow. Mitchell, would it be too much? I don't like that phrase too much. I mean, I didn't think it was too much in Brooklyn with KD and the boys and Harden and Kyrie. They should have never got rid of Jared Allen. I'm going to keep saying it.
No.
Should have never got rid of him.
I think the problem with Brooklyn, though, was the fact is at that point in time, you had no idea what you were going to get from Kyrie. And we had no idea what was going to happen with Ben Simmons, his phantom back injuries. His mindset in general, we just had no idea what was going on with that. And I just think that, and then Harden, we didn't know if he was going to be at practice. We didn't know if he was going to be at the strip club. We know burger joint. Bro. We just didn't know. And I think for KD, I don't want anybody to ever think that I don't like Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is probably one of the best all time that ever have graced the court.
I think, without a doubt. Like,
yeah, I think he's just a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that he's a leader. And not in the sense of a leader that you need for your. He almost kind of reminds me of Kawhi Leonard, who's not a vocal leader, but definitely led his teams, especially when you talk about San Antonio and Toronto, led those teams. And if he wouldn't have got hurt when he was in San Antonio, I honestly believe they would have walked through the Warriors for that championship the Warriors won. I thought they would have walked through them and won that championship that year. But that didn't happen. He got injured. And then all of a sudden, because of his injuries, he got on this whole freaking load management tip. And just, I think he just kind of derailed his own season or his own career, because how can you really find a rhythm and chemistry with a team if you're never there?
Well,
like, what sense does that make?
Right. Well, I mean, he's a professional thief. I mean, there's been several of them. Off topic, Randy Moss stole from us as a Raider. I mean, you got people out there stealing money. Ben Simmons stole. Ben Simmons had everybody damn fooled. See, Ben Simmons was lucky because he grew up in Australia. See, he didn't grow up in the States. He didn't get exposed at one of these AAU camps out here in Texas or out there in New York or out there in Kansas. His book was in Australia, taller than that damn near probably everybody. Probably in the same height since middle school. So didn't nobody know. He ends up going to LSU. Nobody realized the dude couldn't shoot free throws. What? He had everybody fooled. Oh, he the next. Who was he supposed to be? The next Kevin? He's supposed to be the next Steve Smith and Magic Johnson. Man, you are a thief, sir.
Listen, first of all, sir, we've already had this conversation. And I told you back then when we had this conversation, my biggest issue I had with the whole Ben Simmons thing was the fact you told me this dude came through AAU, went through high school, did all this stuff, then went to LSU, and y'all sitting there going to tell me that you didn't realize he couldn't shoot a jump shot or he couldn't hit free throws? And if you're telling me, first of all, if you're telling me you didn't realize that, you need to stop coaching right now. You don't even need to be. Matter of fact, for sure, I'm gonna go way back on you. You don't even need to be on PlayStation 2 with the old head coach, NFL head coach, with the headset, the game. We can get the headset and everything. You don't need to be on that calling plays. You don't need to be a coach of anything. Okay, if you're gonna tell me you know that he couldn't shoot a jump shot or shoot free throws, go home, look yourself in the mirror, slap yourself 3 times, and then go lay down on the couch. Shut up.
Hold on. I want to see Big Sam's reaction to this right here. I guarantee you, Ben Simmons ain't got no basketball camp. I guarantee you, Ben Simmons don't have a basketball camp, and it better be free. It better be free. And I don't need you to move my child to where he needs to shoot a jumper. I don't need you to explain how to come off a pick. I don't need nothing but your name on the moniker and never show up. That's what we need. You go to the I guarantee you don't have a shooting camp.
What are you saying? He walk in the building, wave, and walk onto the concession stand, walk out the back door?
Jordan that thing, man. Hey, fellas. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Look it up. Ben Simmons basketball camp. Yeah. Down under. I guarantee in Australia you probably got one. 4 little kids with a jersey on.
Kangaroo showing up.
4 little kids with a jersey on. Yeah, with his LSU jersey. Jesus. Ben Simmons. Touche, man. You and your agent, man. Touche.
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I once again, I'm gonna ask this question: how much of a fault is that his, or how much fault is that of the organization? And if I'm telling you right now, look, bro, I'm telling you right now, if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, if my scouting, first of all, if I'm just too lazy to actually watch one of his games, him coming out, or just if I'm too lazy to pull up the internet and just search Ben Simmons, and I can't see for myself that he can't do any of this stuff. If you're paying your scouts to scout this player,
man,
you're not telling me
paid for that. Somebody got paid for that decision.
So my question: who's the biggest finesser? Is it Big Simmons or is it the scouts?
Simmons. The scout just doing his job. Hey, man, look. My salary ain't based around
the on the organization. Hey, you can still get this dude. He can't shoot, but yeah, you can still get him.
Okay, well, I made one mistake. My fault. He wasn't the next Steve Smith or Dan Magic. My bad. Yeah. That ain't my fault. That this dude, y'all picked him. I wasn't in the war room with the scout. I gave you a scouting report. Hey, look, dude, 6'8", he can handle the ball. Yeah. There's no highlights of him going for 28 at LSU. And if so, okay. How many times did he do that? He ain't played for about 3 months. He went there in August, got an agent in March. I'm pretty sure LSU didn't go to the tournament because Kentucky, we run the SEC. So I know they didn't do that. So this man was in school for 3 or 4 months. When was the last time you seen him on campus for anything?
They had a fundraiser.
I mean, I don't know. I think you about to be funny. Ben Simmons. God, and we don't use this. We don't use this name in Raider Nation. He's the Jamarcus Russell. Now, look what school that bastard went to. Whoa, LSU.
Yeah. He dropped the mic on that one, ladies and gentlemen. He dropped the mic on that. No, but, I mean, you're right.
He didn't play at LSU. That's what we say. We don't use the man.
I'm just saying, my thing is this: is like you have all these people that are paid to evaluate and help you put a roster together.
Yes.
At some point in time, when I saw the pick, and I mean, I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but when I saw the pick, I'm like, I mean, he's got some great potential, but he can't hit a shot.
Potential, yeah.
You got great, but see, that's what I'm talking about. Like everybody, they want to draft off potential. What about what they've proven?
They dropped the ball. The scouting team. I'm pretty sure it wasn't just one person. They dropped the ball on that one, man. They dropped the ball. Like you said, we have footage of them at LSU. They dropped the ball. Like, how are y'all about to waste this pick? Now, I would love to see the draft class and who they did have a chance to get. I would love to see that. I would just, you know how they always do that. Oh, they could have got Mitchell. Oh, they could have got so and so. Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I get it. Like you said, they drafted our potential. You got a big cat. Like, what are you, about 6'9", right? Can handle the ball. He's not no turnover machine. He just won't score.
Yeah, he's 6'10".
Yeah, I mean, everybody looking for that.
I'm gonna tell you, Rashard. I'm gonna tell you what did it for me. When I kind of wrote him off was the playoff game against the Hawks when he had a point blank dunk. And instead of just powering it up and going over Trey Young, he decided to ditch off last second to, I think it was Tobias Harris, which he fumbled the ball. And I don't even think they got the shot off. Or they got the shot off and it just...
If they did, it was like the person he was passing to didn't realize he was about to do that. Like, what are you doing?
Like, you're 6'10", the guy guarding you is like 5'11".
Right. Even if the dude was 6'10" that was guarding you, challenge him, you're right there, bro.
Look, listen. I get it. I mean,
he didn't ruin my evening.
I didn't ruin your evening, did I?
Ben Simmons did.
Ben Simmons. Yeah, Ben. I'm upset with you, Ben. And you need to take that. You need to put a different jersey number on. I don't want to associate Ben 10 with you anymore. Ben 10, he's a hero. He's unstoppable. That man is the GOAT. You need to wear a Ben. Put a Ben and an N and then 10. So the N stands for not. You're not Ben 10.
He's amazing, dude.
No, I get you. I'm right there with you, brother. Like I said, I get it. I understand it. The dude is very frustrating, and that's how majority of some of these NBA players are to begin with. Because I don't understand how you can be in the NBA not be able to still not able to hit free throws or dribble with your left hand.
One last thing about the thief. You realize that he didn't make the national team for Australia. Not a surprise.
Well, it's because of his back
injury. You'll see him. Unless somebody gets injured, you'll see him.
But it was because of his back injury. They didn't know if he was still still recovering.
Was the chair he was sitting on the bench not? They didn't have the lumbar. They didn't have the support.
They didn't have the lumbar, the orthopedic.
Okay.
Yeah, it messed up.
Him and the old Spurs got the most phantom injuries in the world. Kyrie up there. I mean, Kawhi up there too. I don't see you play a whole damn game. All of a sudden, you what? Your ankle, man. You don't take that joint up.
Hey, let me tell you something, Rashard. I realized that 2K. You know, I talk about 2K. I love NBA 2K. It's fun for me.
They need to.
I realized how realistic NBA 2K was when Kawhi got hurt in the first week of the NBA. It was out.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Since we on, hold on. I gotta make Sam laugh. So I stopped playing video basketball games when Double Dribble was out.
Yeah.
John Stockton came down the lane and sat on tomahawked. I don't know what system it could have been. We'll say Sega Genesis. We'll just throw that out there. I politely finished the game and vowed to never play another basketball game again. So then when it came around, Sam, I'm being for real. I'm being dead serious. So when it came around, remember Street Ball on PlayStation, whatever, PlayStation 2? When Street Ball came out right around the end one time, I played that. twice was like, I'm good. I can't do it. I can't. I can't. I refuse. I refuse. John Stockton, bro. I got to see if it was. Put it this way. I will have to go back and see the year that double. It was either him or Mark Price. I tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Dominique Wilkins going down the middle of the lane. I can tell you who it wasn't. I'm like, oh, so we doing this? Oh, okay. Now you see why them players be mad when they get their ratings in Madden. Oh, I'm an 85? Man, shut up. Okay,
well, let's take Jamal Murray. They came out. He answered his rating was only an 88.
You said who?
Jamal Murray. His rating was only an 88 overall.
Oh, he's on the Kentucky ban list for me. I'm done with him.
Yeah, his rating was only an 88 overall.
Yeah, I'm after that little heating pad incident, and this dude didn't get suspended, and you crying, and they done locked you down, and now you over here acting like you a middle school kid in a game in the summertime that don't mean nothing, crying. Jamal Murray, tell him you went to Western Kentucky, bro. You didn't go to Kentucky.
Wow.
We don't do that. We don't. Nah. No.
Wow.
No.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No.
You know what? It
No.
is what it is.
I don't even put money on that dude no more. That was for last week. I don't even bet on him. You ain't gonna mess my money up fooling with you. Go ahead and get your game winners and all that. You won't be on. It won't be on my watch, brother.
Wow. I didn't know we were gonna be like that.
Nah.
All right, you know what?
Come on, man. Come on. I didn't hear Draymond's response to it. I didn't hear Draymond's response, and I know Clay. That dude only got fined, but I think they said because the referees didn't see it live and they had to go back to footage. I think that's the reason why he only got fined and not suspended. I believe that's the.
But my point is, I get it. But my point is, what's the point in even going back and finding them? If you're only going to give them a fine, and you're saying, "Oh, the only reason why we didn't because we had to go back and watch the footage," what's the point in even going back and watching the footage? And what's the point in even finding them? If you're not going to give them the full, I don't care if you didn't see it live. If there is footage of you doing that, then you are still guilty. Okay, that's just like me saying, okay, I'm gonna rob a bank. Hey, I robbed this bank, but you didn't see me actually rob the bank, but you have footage of me robbing the bank, so I should only have to pay the fine of criminal mischief or whatever it would be.
Sam, I think he started this before because that was one hell of an analogy that man just said.
He's got plans.
That right. Wow, you didn't see me rob the bank, but you have footage of me robbing the bank. Touche. You talked yourself out of a lot of lies, brother. Hey, wow. I thought I was slick with it.
Wow, really?
You cold, man. Those are like bars, bro.
Hollywood back in the house.
Oh, what up, though? Okay, disco.
First of all, let me just say, I have not been thinking about robbing the bank. Yes, times have been hard, and the economy is rough.
Whoa! It's on tape. It's on film, man. Whoa! What are you doing?
I'm not saying I'm doing it, though. I've been saying times have been rough. Economy's hard.
Called premeditated. I can't spell it, but it's called premeditated.
That is not what I'm doing.
There's certain words you just have never seen in life. I've never seen the word premeditated, so I'm not going to do it. Just like how Charles Barkley puts how Shaq puts Barkley on the spot. You know, cat, hat, bat, rat. You know, all of that. I'm not doing all that. And yes, I do have a college degree. Yes.
I feel that. Yeah, I definitely feel that. Okay, hey fellas, let's take a quick commercial break. I think we need to gather ourselves, gather our thoughts. I think we definitely need to do that. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to hear from our sponsor, as you can see down there, Spotify for podcasters, and we'll be right back with more of the Birdman Show. Oh, jeez, I did it again. Birdman Sports. Good God. We'll be back.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. We're good.
Hey, it's the Birdman here, and I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? If so, have you heard about Spotify for podcasters and why it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place? Allow me to explain. Spotify for podcasters has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone, tablet, or computer. And when hosting on Spotify for podcasters, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. It's really everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And the best thing about it, it's totally free. So what are you waiting for? Go to podcasters.spotify.com to get started. And just tell them a little birdie told you. A Birdman, that is. Hey, yo, what is up? How you guys doing? It is the Birdman Sports-Podcast. I had to pause there because I almost had another brain fart. I think I'm having strokes on live air. Anyways, it's the Birdman Sports-Podcast. I'm your boy, it's the Birdman, aka Coach T. I am here kicking it, of course, with my two boys. I got Rashard 10. I've got Big Sam back here doing the thing. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Oh, I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Good. Sam, Big Sam, how you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm just imagining John Stockton come down the lane, two-handed tomahawk. I can't get it out of my head, man. Let's put it on for the white man. Thank you, John Stockton.
He said he came out with the Billy Ho. White man can jump. Yeah. So we are here on Birdman Sports Podcast, and we've been talking about a wide range of different topics. I like I said, I don't know. Like I said, that last segment just really got me, though, especially the whole thing with Ben Simmons. It just really that one really got me. I mean, first of all, Rashad, you tell him that I'm starting to think that if he did have a basketball camp, he's paying people to come. They not paying him to come to his basketball. He paying them to come.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he like I said, he bet. Like I said, my only problem. Look, Rashard. Look, I'm just gonna say it. I would not have a problem with the fact he couldn't shoot a jump shot. I wouldn't. I wouldn't have a problem he couldn't shoot a free throw to save his life. I would not have a problem with it. What I have a problem with is you posting all these off-season workout sessions of playing pickup ball and you shooting jump shots like you got a 95 overall jump shot on 2K.
That's the new generation, man. Their workouts. They're this is what I'm doing now. It's like okay, we're gonna piggyback on that. We all love the man. I'm tired of Tiger Woods talking about he's feeling better than ever, and you can't get out the doggone first or second day. Come on, man. Stop using that phrase, y'all. The best I've felt in 9 months. Oh, Tiger's out with his back problem. Say, bro. Come on, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Ben. Phantom. How did you hurt your back? Shopping? What did you do?
He said shopping. He said that man was at the outlet mall.
What?
He picked up too many.
You done went to the mall of America. How many people? Hey, hold on. Sam's getting to know me. How many people don't ask for his autograph? How many people walk by this dude? Yeah, I'm good. Caitlin.
Oh no!
Juju, can you sign?
No.
Reese, can you sign this? Hey Ben, can you take the picture of me and Caitlin?
Oh no. No, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Sir, we're not gonna do that, sir. No. Oh my God, this dude did not just hit him with the.
The finest right there. Yeah.
I know he did not just hit him with that.
Nobody's
Okay, you know
all
what?
right.
We're gonna let's
Find out how much his autograph going on one of them sports sites. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that $1.25 out. Yeah. Let's get it. Nobody's saving that basketball card. Sorry. My bad.
okay, yeah, you know, guys,
Is this
Sam,
on?
knock
Is this on? Is this thing on?
down and everything. Okay,
Is it
so
live?
let's shift back to the let's
To
shift back to
sports?
the house here. Okay, let's look at so let's just get rid of the Magic Thunder. We talked about them. Let's jump down to the T Wolves and the Nuggets. That series is tied 2-2. Now, do they play tonight or is that tomorrow? Okay, they played last night, so that game tied at 2-2. And even in that game, because Denver won that game. Do you remember how much that was?
It was like 117, 109, something like that.
Okay. Well, I know that at some point in time, the T-Wolves were making a comeback. The Nuggets were able to hold them off, but Anthony Edwards, we already talked about him. Anthony Edwards was just showing out. This dude is legit. And like I said, we know we've been talking about him, but this dude is straight up legit. I don't know of any team that has anybody that can actually play him straight up one-on-one. I think stopping him is a team effort. And if you are so arrogant to think that you can stop him one-on-one, your team will be sitting at home watching the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with you on this one. What are your thoughts on that series so far, and who are you taking in that series now that it's 2-2?
Talking me or who?
You, Richard.
Oh, I was wrong. I had after the first game, I had even before the first game, I had Minnesota sweeping them.
Yeah,
and if it wasn't going to be a sweep, it would have been 5. The way that they
6.
The way that they beat them in Denver with the altitude, I'm thinking like they're gonna get to Minnesota and run them off the court, and it didn't happen. I'm glad nobody put money on. I'm like, wow, 2-2. I don't want it to end, so I love the fact we got more basketball, but I didn't see that, man. I literally this time last week, I literally had Minnesota running through them, just beating them.
Yeah. I mean, I said that I thought it could go 6, and I was kind of stretching that a little bit when I said that, because after that first game, I was kind of with you. Well, I wasn't with the sweep. I was thinking maybe 5. I said maybe I should have said 5. But then you also got to remember they are the Nuggets are the defending champs.
Yeah.
Joker is not a joke with what that man can do. Jamal beast. He's a gamer when it comes to playoffs. And so you can't count the defending champs out, not until they get knocked out of the playoffs. So they still have a very good chance to win that series. But I'm starting to wonder if the experience is gonna pay off, or is the youthfulness of Anthony Edwards gonna carry the Minnesota Timberwolves to the promised land. I do want before I go to Big Sam, I do want to ask you this question, Richard, because I'm pretty sure you get a kick out of this. Did you see the comments that Gilbert Arenas made about Rudy Gobert? Okay, so Rudy Gobert missed. I want to say it was game 2, because of the birth of his child, right?
Okay.
I had to tap the mic real quick. Gilbert Arenas made the comments and told, basically was coming at Rudy Gobert and said, "Hey, I know it's the birth of your kid, but I mean the kid will be there when you get home. You missed the game in the playoffs." And called him back. So my question to you is, how would you feel about that? Like literally, like I can kind of get what Gilbert Arenas is saying, but at the same time, it is the birth of your child. Now I don't know if that was his first one.
Right, and everybody puts it on. Is it the first child? You know what? First of all, was it second round? It's. I mean, you got all that. I get that, but that man got to hear that BS the rest of his life. You weren't there for a little man or the little young lady that was born. You got to hear that for the rest of the time. You haven't got but maybe 6 more years of playing this thing, brother. You got to hear this forever. Oh well, I'm surprised your daddy knew it was your birthday because he was out there on the basketball court. See, I don't need that. I don't need none of that. So guess what? I'm gonna miss this little funky game. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna go do that. Then I'm gonna go be back with the team. I'm not taking 4-5 days off, 4-5 games off. I'm not doing that. But yeah, first child, I'm out. Now the other two after that, hey man, we was in Portland playing against the Blazers, brothers. But you ain't complaining with that nice SUV you got out there, are you, son? So I don't want to hear the guilt. We didn't even know you two other jokers was coming. So,
well, my question is this: I hear 100%, and I'm with you. I agree with you on what you're saying, but also I also have to look at this part. Rudy Gobert is not like an Anthony Edwards. He's not like a KD or some of these other guys. His opportunity is his window is closed. It's pretty much almost closed. It's almost closed. It's cracked. So I get it, with the comment of Gilbert Arenas. I get what everybody else is saying too. But it's also like, okay, what happens? Okay, let's say what happens. He missed that game. Now they end up losing the series. You know what I'm saying? When they could have, because they won, but they won because they won game 3. So
they won the game.
They won the game he lost. They won the game that he missed. So that was great.
Yeah,
but let's say
they did. You're right.
Let's say they would have lost that game, okay, or the momentum shift. He lists. My thing is this: what if that was your only opportunity to actually make it to the finals?
What was that? Say it again?
Huh?
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, what if that was his opportunity to make it to the finals? Let's say they don't even make it to the finals, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, that was a pivotal game. Like I said, they won the game, so that evens it out. In my book, it evens it out. I don't care what anybody else says; it evens it out. But if let's say they lost the game,
for what he does, he's. I don't want to use the phrase, but I'm going to. He's hit the ceiling. This is the best of what you're going to get. He's one defensive player. He's got all of that, and hell no. But it's like, it's not like it's Anthony Edwards out. But this could say 14 feet of disappointment.
God.
Wow.
Oh, gotta love our viewers.
Well, I mean, that's another one that was on the ban list from Kentucky too. Cat, hey, he got some crybaby in him. Dang. But that's neither here nor there. Dang. I just feel the Rudy Gobert. Don't act like it's Edwards out. Let's not overhype this man's position.
Right.
They did win the game.
Yeah.
Let's not act like Ant was out. Oh man. No. Who was really? Oh, Rudy's not playing. Who was tripping on that? The team wasn't. They won. He's back.
Cat stepped up.
I mean, it's just one of those. I don't know. It's a bad position when media players put that on somebody who's having a child. You don't know if that lady's had complications during the pregnancy, and this is you. Nobody says that.
Right.
They just go with you missed the game. Okay, I missed the game. Got it. Okay. Did he make it on time? People got to factor that. Did he make it on time? Were they on the road? It's way more than just, this man's not playing. Now, would they have criticized Jordan? He got 3 kids. We don't know when none of them damn birthdays were, but that's neither here nor there. Mike should be home with Juanita. Don't nobody. When did that? He planned it out to where he's that.
I know, like,
Just gonna happen in the summertime.
I don't even remember when she was pregnant.
It might not even be his kids because Anthony Edwards looked like Mike. So let's go and start doing DNA tests. Where Maury at? Yeah. Ain't nobody seen Anthony Edwards' daddy, or have they? Maybe I'm wrong.
I have not.
The man looks like Michael.
He does.
He wear that little goofy arm, the little wristband over here. He do a lot of stuff like his daddy. Now, I don't know why his two older brothers didn't pan out.
Maybe he's
Mike's kid.
artificially inseminated. I don't know.
That's Mike's kid. Hey, however, he here, live in effect.
I don't
know.
My
bad, Sam. My bad.
Oh. Okay, Sam. What's your thoughts on it?
Man.
Sam, like, damn, repeat the question. I don't even know what the original question.
Nah, man. Professional athletes are human beings, man. Let them do their personal shit, you know? Like y'all said, they won the game.
Yeah.
Like, why is everybody tripping? Those are my thoughts on it, man. Short and sweet. Just let athletes be humans. That's what they are.
I think for me is what Sam just said. I think that's where it boils down to. It's like these dudes they're like constant in the limelight. They, you know what I'm saying? They have every little bit of aspect of their life being nitpicked. The one joy that they would probably have, especially we're talking about Rudy Gobert's situation, the birth of his child. I don't care if it is the first. I don't care if it's the first. I don't care if it's the second. I don't care if it's his fifth. I don't care if he's like Nick Cannon and has 12 of them suckers. I don't care.
Or Kamani, you know.
Each birth is special. You know what I'm saying? Like going to Rashard's point, you don't know if the wife or mistress or internet mail-in bride has complications in birth given. You don't know. We don't know the situation. So it's like one of those things. Like I can get it, you know, like why somebody might make a comment, but at the same time, number one, it's none of your business. It's
none of your business. You're right.
Yeah, he talked to the team. The team said, "Hey, go do what you gotta do, man. We'll be fine," and they were fine. And I think a lot of the reason why they were fine is because offensively, he doesn't bring a lot to the table. It
ain't like you was missing Mr. Double around that joint.
No, maybe double rebounds and turnovers
at 10 or 11, which is not hard to get in the league now. Is the way they shooting and the rebounds. But I mean, come on, man. It wasn't like he was missing 28 points from this camp.
No.
Stop.
No. So I mean, like I said, man, I get it. You know why somebody would make that comment. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not upset with them. I congratulate them for their child. And on the fact that they got the win, but more importantly, the fact that they are tied 2-2 with the defending champs. I think I really congratulate them on all that and how the organization pulled together and has made that happen for them. So that's where I'm at when it comes to it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with them missing the game, bro. Do what you do. You know, I'm happy for you, your family, and the newborn. Okay, so let's move along. Let's talk about this. Let's move over to the East. Let's go with the Knicks and the Pacers. That series is tied at 2-2. They also play tomorrow night at 8 p.m. They play right before the T-Wolves Nuggets. What do you guys? How are you guys viewing this? We'll start with you, Big Sam. How are you viewing this series so far? And who do you have coming out of that series?
See, this is a weird one because I think the Knicks are probably going to pull it out. That's who I have winning the series. The Pacers are horribly bad at defense. That being said, though, they held the Knicks to like 88 points in game 4. But they are a horrendous defensive team. So I think if the Knicks play well offensively, they'll probably end up pulling out the series. You know, if they can create turnovers, stop the Pacers from playing in transition, because that's where they actually shine as a team, then they can win that series. And then I think Tyrese Halliburton is the biggest player in that series in terms of whether the Pacers win or lose. You saw in game 1, he took 6 shots, and they just did not play well, Pacers as a team, because of that. He only had like 20 points in game 4, but he shot the ball efficiently. He was very, very efficient in game 2 and 3 as well. So I think it's all up really to how Tyrese Halliburton is playing. And obviously, if Jalen Brunson can't be held at 18 points, if the Knicks will win. So it'll be an interesting series, but I think the Knicks will probably win it in 7. Since it's tied 2-2, I think it'll go 7.
Okay. All right. Rashard, where you at on that?
I'd like to see it go 7. Flat out. Flat out 7. Let's go 7. Who's got a home court? Knicks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I said let's go 7. Like Sam said, Halliburton is he's the thing that runs that thing. His supporting cast is, to me, not as consistent as a supporting cast for the Knicks. So, Miles Turner, oh my God. All right, this has to do with gambling. So Miles Turner, as big as this dude is, he literally does not score in the paint enough for me. When you watch the game tomorrow, I'm not putting no money on him. Watch this dude literally set this pick at the top of the 3, somewhere outside the 3-point line, so he can get the ball back. Like, dude, go down low, mix up Obi. You know who Obi is? Obi related to James Harden.
James Harden.
Obi got a little Houdini in him. He'll disappear. There's a reason why he don't play for the Knicks anymore. Bro, Obi, when we don't need you, you go for 18. When I need you to come from my bet, you hit 6. I don't need that. I don't need that from you. Siakam is fake news, bro. This Joker would jump out there, pull these shots, and you're like, okay. And not everything I'm saying has to do with gambling and betting. You think this dude's going to go for at least 18 and a half shot attempts, field goal attempts, and you come up with 12 because your ass is in foul trouble. What? I don't get it. I don't get these cats, man. None of it makes any sense, man. I want to see the Knicks go in 7. I want to see the Knicks win in the Garden. They're gonna tear that whole city up. You'd have thought they won the championship.
Yeah, I 100% agree that I think that a game 7 in the Garden to determine going to the conference finals would probably be just as much, if not more so, live as Boston if they advance to the conference finals, because Boston's been there, a few times in the last few seasons, and so it's not. I'm not gonna say they're used to it, but it's a familiar feeling. Knicks hadn't been there since what? Patrick Ewing?
I think they said 20. It's either 20 or 22 seasons since they've had a team that could possibly go further. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely.
Maybe. Yeah, it should have been what, Ewing and Charles Smith era.
Yeah. Because I don't think they made it to the.
Was
I don't know if they made it to the conference.
Well, what did they do with the Heat when they had all them
no.
issues? When they had Larry Johnson and all them, did Larry play? I mean,
bad.
Yeah. Hey, Disco, Disco, and Mr. Bad Will got his check today from the NBA. I think they get paid either Monday or Tuesdays too. Yeah, yeah. Wrap that tape on it, baby. Let's go. And he balling on the Bad Will. I'm not betting on him though. I don't know what you're gonna do, bro.
Yeah, I know. I agree with
They
you.
are already trying to have you come down on somebody's foot. No, chill out, Brunson. They already laid the blueprint for you. Penny, T-Mac, Grant Hill. Be still. Chill out. Because you're not gonna beat Boston no damn way. So this is all this is off subject again, Sam. All this is the playing tournaments when they got them damn HBCUs playing that damn funky little game, and all of a sudden, oh, guess who gets UConn? Way to go, Grambling. That's all this is about to be. Fuck out of here. You done won your conference championship. You done made it to the selection, and now you gotta play a playing game against Montana State. Beat them. Oh, you got UConn. You'll see him cutting the nets down in 4 weeks. Yeah. Congratulations, brother. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed your seat. Once again, your t-shirts are in the locker room. Thanks for coming to the tournament. Out of here, man. If I'm the Knicks, we go 7, beat these cats, and don't get swept. Don't get swept by Boston. Either one of them. Don't get swept.
Yeah, please don't do that. Okay. So let's quickly move on to let's move on to so Sam, you had Boston or you had New York in 7?
I think the home team will win the next 3 games.
Okay. And who'd you have, Rashard?
Same. New York in 7. Let's go to the Garden.
Okay, so that should be interesting. Okay, so let's jump to the Boston Celtics series. My C's, they're going up against the Cavs. That game is going on right now. Boston is up 2-1 in that series. I don't even want to talk about it, man. Because I'm gonna be biased as I'll get out. So Big Sam, who you have so far in this series? Who do you think is going to win it and why?
Boston's going to win it. Let's just be honest with it. Boston's going to win the series. Cavs might steal one more game. It might go 6, but Boston's going to win the series. I think it was game 2 that the Cavs won, and Boston was just out of sorts offensively. I mean, they put up like 93 points, something like that. But they've been blowing teams out all year. You know, they did it all in the regular season, 20, 25 games, whatever it was, and winning by 20. They've done that in the postseason 4 times already, winning by 20, 25 points. Boston is most likely coming out of the East. You never know. It's sports.
Yeah.
So you never fucking know. Knicks could win.
There you go. I got a cursor. I got another cursor on the side. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Sam. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
I'll see him in the finals again.
Oh God.
Against the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Okay. So you got the Wolves and Celtics in the finals. Okay. Actually, I wouldn't be mad at that matchup. I think that would be a very interesting matchup.
That would be.
Who do you have, Rashard, in the Boston Cavs series? I know you said Boston.
I got Boston.
Oh, you still
and I got the game on. I got Boston. I got the game on. I didn't realize that Mitchell wasn't playing. What injury does he? I mean, I'm not being funny. What did Mitchell do? What injury? I didn't realize Mitchell wasn't playing.
That's not playing tonight either.
I had no idea either.
Yeah, I didn't. I looked up and he was on. He had his hat on. I was like, oh, I thought he was playing. I don't know. But for me, for Mitchell not to be playing, the score is too close for Boston to be the beast out of the East. This on my TV is 78-71. Spoiler alert for anybody who's taping it. I could care less. You gotta win by. You gotta be blowing somebody out, bro. We talking about you coming in. They best man ain't even on the court. Nah, this little 78-71 with a whole quarter, unacceptable. But I do have Boston because, like they say, the old school phrase, you play down to your competition, whatever. Man, blow these boys out. Don't give them no hope, no glimmer, no chance. Don't You never know what can happen. Blow them out, but I got Boston. I don't see how anybody. You have to be a Cleveland fan to say. I don't just see anybody be like, oh, Cleveland in 7. Being realistic, and then I don't even know how long Mitchell's out. Ain't nobody giving him hell about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his injury is.
You know, I don't know what the injury is.
I mean, unless his girlfriend is pregnant, has a baby
unless
overnight.
unless Popovich is giving up the lineup cards and be like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and scratch Mitchell. Yeah, I said lineup cards, cross-reference baseball. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's I don't know the injury, and I swear I watched the game, but I have no damn idea how this man is on the court. All right, street clothes, keep on playing.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the highlights where he got injured. So I don't know. That's very interesting. I don't know. I got to find that out. But I do also have Boston. I think I said Boston in 6, only because I think Cleveland is good enough to get 2 games. But they have to play almost perfect basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. They would almost have to play perfect basketball in order for that to happen. I think even Boston playing an off game, they still are right there. You know, they can be right there to win the game at the end. So I still think Boston is the better team, and I think they'll win it in 6. And I think they will be in the finals. I do agree with Big Sam. I think it'll be Boston and the Timberwolves in the finals. I think that would be a beautiful matchup. First time the T-Wolves have ever been into the finals. I think that would be just an awesome matchup of the up-and-coming stars, the ones that are going to take over the NBA and take it to the next level. I think that'd be a wonderful matchup to see. So I would be very happy to see that.
That would be interesting. And like I said last week, Porzingis being out is really key for Boston. That would be interesting. Yeah, Porzingis not playing is real key.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I was trying to get my because I had scheduled. Well, I'll get into that a little bit. We're gonna take a real quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna wrap this episode up with a new series that I'm bringing into the show that's geared towards my main man Rashard. So we're gonna deal with that when we come back after we hear these messages from the Tri-State 66ers. Hey, it's the Birdman here from the Birdman Show. And I have a quick question for you. Are you like me and don't know what to do once the college and NBA basketball seasons are over and you still want to watch basketball? Well, I just might have the answer for your basketball blues. The Tri-State 66ers are a minor league basketball team located in Pittsburgh, Kansas. I know what you're saying. But Birdman, I don't live in Pittsburgh, Kansas. How can I watch all the action? No problem. You can check all the games out on their YouTube channel at Tri-State 66ers. That's Tri-State at 66 ERS. And you can also follow them on their Facebook page at Tri-State 66ers, all words, no numbers, to stay up to date with everything going on with the team. So if you want to watch Major League talent on a minor league budget, check out the Tri-State 66ers. And tell them a bird sent you. Birdman, that is. Yo, what is going on, everybody? How you doing? It is your voice, the Birdman. We are here on Birdman Sports-Podcast. I know you hear the song in the background. Yes, that's okay. You can cheer. Yes, we are here on the Birdman Sports-Podcast. I know you hear the song in the background. Laugh now, cry later. I was laughing and crying at the same time when I heard that Birdman call. on that last commercial. I think that bird was sick as all get out that day. But it is what it is. We do what we do. Like I said, that last commercial was brought to you by the Tri-State 66ers. I was trying to hold off because I had 3 of my players that were supposed to be joining us on the show, and just didn't work out. I was hoping to be able to feature those players, talk about last week's game, talk a little bit more about the league that we're in and everything we're going. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So we'll try next week with another set of players. Sorry guys, you missed out on your opportunity. But yeah, that's just how it goes. Now, so yeah, it is what it is, man. Okay. I had alluded to that we were going to look at or we're going to start a new series that's going to be on here. It's going to be geared more towards my main man, Rashard, but I definitely want to hear Big Sam's comments on this series that what we're about to do when I ask these questions. The new series that's going to be introduced is called Agree or Disagree. Okay. Now you might be thinking, okay, what in the world could this dude be talking about as far as this? And I'm gonna start you off, Rashard, with this one right here. Now this is gonna be kind of a hot take here, okay? But at the same time, I just want you to look at the comment that was made by your best friend Stephen A. Smith. Okay, I want you to look at this comment, and I want you to tell me if you agree or do you disagree with this comment. Okay, and here is the comment. The comment is, drum roll. All right, let me move this real quick. Kobe Bryant is not the second greatest player in NBA history. His stats do not equal LeBron James. He's got more rings, but we can't ignore the first 3 were with Shaq in his prime. Do you agree or disagree with this, Rashard? You're muted. Rashard, you're muted.
All right. I disagree with it. I don't.
Okay.
I'm so tired of the
Why is that?
errors and crossing players. That's it does nothing for me, dude. It does 0 for me. I disagree. Can you hear me?
Okay, so my
It look
question
like
is, what part of that statement do you disagree?
the fact that he said Kobe Bryant is not the second greatest player in NBA history. Like, what are we doing? We going off of completely stats only or style of play? I've never liked the argument. If they didn't start together and finish together, it's not even a fun argument. It's
Right.
like, okay, Ray
Okay, so
Allen a better
that's
shooter than Ray Allen a better shooter than Reggie Miller. It's like, what? So no, I don't agree
right.
with it.
Okay, so you disagree. Sam, I'm asking the same question to you. You agree or disagree with that statement?
Well, see, personally, like a lot of people have like MJ as like number 1. I'm a young buck. I'm 26. I never got to watch MJ. I never got to watch Bird or any of these other guys. Like I can go and look up highlights, and I know they're great players, but I got to go off of what I've seen. You know, so perfectly never play the game. Kobe or whoever, um, Jay to 2, just because Jay's like the door. we can't even argue that.
Mm.
I'll take that to the grave. Kobe is always going to be a top 5 player for me all time.
Okay.
Yep.
In 2 different ways. I look at the statement number 1 from the point of one sentence, one part of a sentence that Stephen A. Smith said when he says the stats don't equal. And when I look at that, it always brings me back to my question when it comes to the GOAT debate. What do you base it off of? Are you basing it off of stats? Are you basing it off of championships? Are you basing it off of your personal fields? What are you basing it off of? That's always been my argument. My question when it comes to this is, what are you basing everything off of? If you're talking straight stats, especially when it comes to like Kobe and everything, I can see the argument of why Stephen A. would make that statement. I can see the argument for that. Because when you look at it, no, he doesn't have the stats that LeBron has. But when you look at just how he overall played, he's a great player. You can't deny that. I've always said LeBron is more of a complete player than Kobe or Michael Jordan ever were, because he does everything on the court. He doesn't always have the biggest numbers, even though he has the most NBA points in NBA history. But at the same time, he's played 20 seasons. Mike took a hiatus, twice, and came back and played. So there's different. You also got to look at some people, because some people compare 40-year-old Michael Jordan to 40-year-old LeBron. There's no comparison. Michael didn't take care of himself the way LeBron takes care of himself. I firmly believe if Michael would have been putting the same energy into his body as he was his golf game, smoking cigars and playing poker or betting, he'd probably still have been playing at a high level as LeBron was playing in the later years of LeBron's playing right now. I do agree with that. So like I said, to me, it just kind of depends on what you're basing it off of. I don't buy into the GOAT debate. I think that we had great players or GOAT type players in each different era. So I just think it just really, like I said, I've always said it. It just depends on what you want to try to base it off of, as far as all that's concerned. Now that, as I just said, talking about GOATs in different eras, that brings me to my next one. When we talk about different eras, different GOATs, and when we talk about this, my question is this: when we look at it, to you, when we look at these different generations, how do you feel about this GOAT discussion when you talk about eras? And that's, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. If you're talking about pure stats, I don't know too many players you can actually argue against those being the actual top 3 GOATs. If you're talking purely numbers, I think there's it depending on the category you're talking about. There's categories where Michael Jordan's ahead of Kobe. There's categories where Kobe's ahead of Michael Jordan. I don't know if I'm remembering the stats right, because I didn't get a chance to find those. I'm not looking them up right now. Look them up yourselves. If you're looking up numbers and stats, I don't know how many categories there are that Michael or Kobe are ahead of LeBron. And once again, longevity does go a long way when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially when you're playing consistently. I mean, Kobe was up there, but he played through a lot of injuries or anything like that. What is your stance on this one, Rashard?
I'm not a Jordan fan, so everybody can kiss my ass. Screw him. Yeah, I said it. Kareem.
Like that.
Dog, for him to do that, nobody even does a sky hook. Ain't nobody teaching those sky hooks in basketball camps. That was a skill set that nobody can duplicate. They'll reference it, but nobody does that. Nobody does.
Right.
Just like the granny free throws. Ain't nobody up there trying to do that. You'd rather miss a free throw and instead of shooting a granny shot. So I mean, it's Kareem. Look how long it took him. Look when the last time Kareem played, as opposed to when LeBron ended up passing his record. Kareem.
Yeah. Okay. Big Sam, where you at?
In terms of just the graphic, I'd probably agree with it. I know it's got kind of funny because I actually had seen this stat like a day or two ago with Rashard mentioning the skyhook. If this information is correct, there were only 7 players that ever blocked the skyhook shot. So think of all the years that Kareem played. I mean, he had a pretty long career as well.
Yeah.
All the matchups he's faced, only 7 guys ever blocked that shot.
That's crazy.
Like Manute Ball, he never even blocked it. Greater shot blockers, it was time for a little while.
Yeah, he's like 10, 12, isn't he? He was like 10 foot.
Yeah, so I think that move is probably the greatest signature move of all time. But I would agree with the graphic though, because that's kind of how I view it. Like I said with the previous one, I never got to watch MJ. Obviously, I never got to watch Kareem. So I just base it on players I've been able to watch. So I've always said when I talk about the GOAT debate is that LeBron is like the GOAT of my generation. So this is how I've always talked about it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. My thing is when I look at all 3 of these guys, and I mean, there's so many different players that could fit that criteria when you're talking GOAT status. And I think the reason why a lot of people overlook Kobe is because of how similar he was to Michael. He was the closest thing that people had to Michael Jordan after he retired. And so I think that's the reason why he gets overlooked a lot. It should never overshadow what he did as a player. The mentality he brought to the game, his mentality sparked the NBA generation that we see today. I just think that you just cannot overlook that. He's phenomenal talent, phenomenal person in general. I just, like I said, but when it comes to the GOAT, what do you blame? What do you base it on? I think this graphic is probably better than any other graphic or any other conversation I've heard because now you're talking about of generation. And I think during that generation, when Kareem especially was at his height, he was the GOAT of that generation. I believe Michael Jordan was the GOAT of the generation he played in. And I still believe that LeBron James is the GOAT of his generation because people always want to talk about, oh well, when Michael played, when he got his championships, no one else won a championship. He was 6-0. Once again, I challenge you: look at every single roster that he played against in the finals, and you tell me what roster that he played against even came close to averaging the type of points of the roster that LeBron James played against when he won or even lost his title. Jordan and the Bulls were the most dominant team in the NBA in the area when they won those 6 championships. There was nobody even close to him. You can try to say what you want to about the Supersonics. You say what you want to about the Portland Trail Blazers. You can say what you want to. I don't even put the Lakers or the Pistons in that conversation because both those teams were aged out and on their last leg when the Bulls beat them. So I don't even put those 2 teams. But when you talk about the other teams, no, those teams were not. Those teams did not match up with the Bulls. So just stop it. I'm just like I said, just stop. Stop with the 6-0 in the finals. Last show when it started, I was on here. I don't care about Jordan 6-0 in the finals. Not that impressive. John Havlicek went 8-0 in the finals,
Right.
And no one talks about him. And when you talk about playoff numbers or career numbers, John Havlicek's numbers are pretty much the same as Jordan. And in a few of those categories, scoring and other things, he's actually better than Jordan.
Yep.
So shut up with that whole crap. Still, at the end of the day, he didn't win the championships. He only won 6. Okay,
And he
and
did
when
and
you
he did
say,
nothing
well,
without Scottie
he went to
Pippen.
the finals 6 times and he won 6 times. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And that's what I always argue when it comes to people when they talk about LeBron. That's like, did you look at the rosters he had in Cleveland? How many times he drugged them into the playoffs and even to the finals with the rosters he had? And like I said, he didn't really get to the point where he was winning until he went to Miami. And then he left Miami, went back to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And they would have won the championship that first year if Kyrie and Kevin Love didn't get hurt. And he still drugged them with Dellavedova being his second best player on the team, drugged them into the finals to where they was competing in the finals. So, like I said, when it comes to stuff like that, just stop with it. Actually look at it from a basketball standpoint and not as a fan standpoint. That's always been my argument when it comes to that. You know, people they look at it from a fan standpoint, so therefore they have their feelings get involved in it, and they don't look at it logically. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm like, shut up. All right, I got one more for you, Rashard. I got one more for you. You'll actually love this. I have no doubt.
Because you know
I
have gambling to do
it
with
talks
the
about
next 5 minutes. letting you know.
We're done after this. We are done after this. Okay, so my question is, do you agree or disagree with this statement that was made by I think it was Kevin Garnett with this graphic here? All the old superstars could be on one team. Kevin Garnett. This was I believe this was on KG Certified, which I think it was I think it's his podcast he does.
Wow.
When he thinks that Chris Paul, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry could all end up on the Lakers. Now,
I mean, they've done it
I'm not even
before.
gonna,
History repeats itself. They've already done it with Nash, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone. They've already done it, so it's not impossible. You can get rid of D'Angelo Russell. Here you go, Chris Paul. You can get rid of I don't even know the Lakers squad because I'm a Clipper fan. I give a damn about the Lakers. You can get rid of them cats.
I mean, I'm
That
with
can happen,
you.
especially if
But, I
they're
mean,
about to be free agents or whatever. I mean, hey man, they've already done it. It
But
wouldn't
my
be a
question
shock.
is, something like that, would you even have to get rid of those type of players? I mean,
Yeah,
at this
somebody
guys
got it, bro. You can't
deal.
bring in 3 and not get rid of somebody.
Well, I'm just saying those guys wouldn't be looking for a max deal if they're just looking for like Chris Paul. I can see Chris Paul. He ain't never won a championship. He only got close once, and he ain't been back since.
Right.
Do
the last little man injury.
KD, Steph, they both won. I mean, of course, KD didn't win until he went over there and jumped on the bandwagon.
Hey, it don't matter. He still has something to do with them rings. That's a whole nother
I
conversation.
get that. No, I 100% do. He was definitely the best player on the team in that series. Definitely was. But my thing was the reason why I overlook him is because of the fact that you had the opportunity to win the championship with Oklahoma City.
I can see it.
You tricked it off. You tricked it off then. So you decided to go join the team that just waxed you while you was up 3-1, and you decided to go join that team. That's why, in that sense, as a competitor standpoint, I lost respect for Kevin Durant, because that's why I've always said he's not a leader. He's not somebody who can be a leader. He has to be somebody on a team that has other superstars on it for him to be successful. Yeah, I saw that. LeBron.
Good call, brother. Good call, Disco. Good call. Okay. All right.
Good call. That was a good call. But that's why I've always said that's why I feel the way I do about Kevin Durant. Doesn't take anything away from him, his superstar status, who he is, what he's accomplished. Doesn't take anything away from that. But he's not the guy. He's a great player, but he's not the guy that's actually leading your team because he hasn't shown it yet. I'm not saying he's not capable of it, but he continues to prove that he can't be the one to step up and do that. Somebody else has to be the vocal leader. Somebody else has to be that one that that everybody looks to because he's not it. Love the guy there, but he's not it. Sam, what do you think about that? As we're trying to wrap up here.
Man, this ain't gonna happen.
I don't think so either.
And I don't really think it would really work either.
I don't think so either.
LeBron's a ball dominant guy. Steph has to have the ball. Chris Paul is like a true, he's a true point guard.
Yeah.
He's got to be the guy running the offense. KD would be the only one. KD's the only one whose game would actually plug in. He can play anywhere with his so I don't even really think it would work.
Yeah. I don't think it would happen. I do as I'm looking at this more and more, I think that if it did, I do believe actually it could work. Because as you said, CP3 is the only true actual, well, I'm not gonna say only, because LeBron James is basically a point guard. But Chris Paul is a definitely true point guard. Steph is proven that honestly, if he's off the ball, he's even more deadlier than he is with the ball because of how he runs off of screens and all the stuff he does. He's actually really deadly. So I mean, you put him in a system that allows him to do that, he'll be able to. I think he'll be able to be just fine. That's why you got you got at least one other player that's going to be out there that's going to set screens. So you can run a 4 out, you can run a 1 in 4 out. And that one player that's in, he just goes around setting screens for everybody. So that's where you go get like somebody like a Rudy Gobert. You get like an Andre Drummond. Somebody you're not looking to get a lot of points or get a lot of shot opportunities. He's getting rebounds and setting screens. But with something like that, JaVale McGee, somebody like that, yeah, I can see something like that, kind of going with it. But like I said, I just don't see that being something. I don't even know if I'd even want to watch that. I just don't think I'd even want to watch that team if they are playing, because I just don't think I just don't know. Rashard, I do have one last one for you, and then we're gonna wrap this show up. And Sam's laughing.
Yeah, because I'm headed to the liquor store and I got to place this bet. So go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, do you agree or disagree with this graphic?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, I gotta hit this one. I gotta hit Rashard with this one.
They look like they can be related. They do.
Yeah. Listening to good old Tom Jones. I agree with you on that. Okay, so like I said, I was supposed to be more that we're supposed to do with this episode. Like I said, I had 3 of my players that just were not able to make it, for this episode, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I do want to put out there real quick. Actually, what we're gonna do is Big Sam, give your closing remarks for this episode. I don't know what to say. Say something.
T-Wolves in 6 against Boston.
Okay.
T-Wolves in 6. Book it
now. Okay. You got
That's all I got to say.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got T-Wolves in 6 against Boston. Okay, in the finals. All right.
Yours is breaking up. I guess you was asking me. I got the same for the finals, but I do want to see the Knicks go 7. I do want to see that. That I do. I want to see. I would love to see Minnesota go ahead and get to the finals, man. Minnesota and Boston. I think Boston's going to be a little bit too much for them, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, the more basketball, the merrier. Enjoyed the show, fellas. Good seeing you, Sam. Tim.
Yeah, I did as well. I really did enjoy.
Appreciate it, Disco.
Show. You said what?
Disco put the comment. Good show, fellas. I said appreciate it.
Yeah. 100%. I agree. I would love to see the Knicks in. Even if that did mean sacrificing my Celtics, I still would love to see the Knicks in the finals. I think that would just be an awesome. I just want to see Madison Square Garden go. I just think that would be awesome. But I am I'm starting to root a lot more for these Wolves, these T-Wolves. They definitely great show, guys. I appreciate you guys definitely. Like I said, wish I could have got you guys or got the other guys on here to talk about what's going on with our season. I want to give a shout out. I think he's still in the audience watching, but I do want to give a shout out to our league commissioner, Romeo Harvey. There it is. I don't know why myself exactly. The league commissioner, he was watching this from his throne. I'm not probably throne. But he was watching the episode tonight, so I definitely want to give a shout out to him and all the hard work that he's doing. Like I said, if you get a chance, if you're in the Pittsburgh, Parsons, Caulfield, Independence, Chanute area, you want to come watch them this weekend at Parsons Rec Center. We have games on Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock, and then Sunday we come back and we play again. Saturday we're playing against the Tulsa OBA Lions, and then we're playing Saturday against the Program Select of Missouri. Those games are starting at 4 o'clock. Second game, we play 2 games on Sunday. First game 4, second game is 6. So definitely come check us out. $10 per game on Sunday, or $15 for Sunday's games. So definitely come check us out if you want to come watch some basketball. And we'd love to see you guys there. And the Birdman Sports Podcast will be back next Monday. We're really gonna get down some nitty gritty. By that time, we're gonna really kind of see what the playoff picture is gonna be coming up to. We're gonna get into some NFL talks as far as what's going on with this NFL season, what's coming up, all that good stuff. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. I think that's gonna be a fun one, especially with what some of these NFL teams have done in the offseason. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So like I said, for these guys, for the Birdman Sports Podcast, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. It's this name change is really messing with me. We're sorry, but we're definitely gonna get it. We're gonna get everything together. Like I said, for the Birdman Sports Podcast, for Rashard Collins, for Big Sam, and for all you lovely people out there, we want to thank you once again for joining us. I gotta get Rashard out here so he can get some betting. By the way, the Birdman Sports Podcast does not condone betting or any of that stuff. If you have a gambling problem,
it don't matter.
Bets. But
when I get this Budweiser sponsored, I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing after that. But yeah, like I said, once again, we want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Y'all be safe out there, and thank you for watching. The Birdman Sports Podcast is out, just like we do on the Birdman Show. Go ahead and do it with me one time. That's right.
Big Sam, have a good one. Tim, have a good one, fellas. I'm out.
You too, baby.